Hello, I'm Finola Burke from Research as a Service and welcome to our 2022 Outlook series. In this session, we're focusing on property technology company PropTech Group, ASX ticker PTG, and joining us is Joe Hanna, Managing Director and Co-founder. Welcome to our 2022 Outlook series, Joe.
Hi Finola, thanks for having me.
So PropTech Group experienced accelerating growth in 2021. Are you seeing the same growth drivers as you enter 2022? And what is your strategy for harnessing and expanding growth in the future?
Yeah, look, certainly 2021 was a significant year of accelerating growth. At a macroeconomic level, we're starting to see some softening in the property market, very early signs of that in the recent weeks. Now, certainly from our perspective, that's not having an impact on PropTech Group's growth strategy throughout 2022. In fact, there are certainly reasons why in a softening market, technology becomes more important. The digitisation of real estate transaction becomes increasingly important. So certainly throughout 2022, we're expecting similar type of growth as we have experienced in the last 12 months, pushing through, and certainly early signs are positive on that. In terms of our strategy for harnessing that growth, look, it's fair to say throughout the 2021 year, our strategy was really around market share, growing our market penetration, particularly around the core software that agencies depend on and what we like to refer to as the hub of our strategy. And this is the software tools, the SaaS tools that agencies use all day, every day, and depend on in order to run their business. Throughout 2021, we really grew our market share up from when we listed in November 2020, we're at 26% market share. We're now at 41% market share. So really, as we extrapolate out to 2022 and beyond, it's really around how we harness that great market share. And really that's where the hub and spoke strategy comes in. And the spokes are all the ancillary products and services that live in and around a property transaction there that we can harness or leverage that relationship that we have through agents to take advantage of. And you'll see as we continue to launch products throughout this year, Relo being the first example, which I think we'll talk about in a moment, of where we're leveraging off that connection we have with agents, that tool that they use, the workflows that they use all day, every day, to inject ourselves further into that transaction. So certainly throughout 2022, we're expecting a couple of things to shine through. One is continuing to grow our penetration within the SaaS market, which we determine, or we phrase rather, as our hub. And two, starting to launch out products that really leverage off that hub into some spoke markets, be it fintech, other prop techs, or really efficiency tools and data and marketing tools for agencies.
You just mentioned the Relo JV, which you launched in 2021 to deliver payments and cash flow solutions to vendors, landlords, tenants, and agents. What can we expect from that particular business in 2022?
Yeah, so it's important to note that, as you quite rightly put it, Relo is a JV between PropTech Group and what we determine to be best-in-breed partners that could facilitate cash flow solutions for real estate. But what's really important about that strategy and that JV is we found a niche of a problem that was being served, but not being served in the best way possible as we did it. And I guess what this really articulates for us is the fundamental inherent value that exists within the CRMs. And by that, I mean the power of a CRM to help an agent with their workflows, help through automation. And I guess the gap that we saw with the existing providers is their integration with CRMs, again, being at the cold face of what agents use all day, every day, were subpar in our view. So Relo was launched really to solve a solution, not only for PropTech Group, but for the PropTech industry at large. And what's exciting is that clearly, obviously, as a shareholder of Relo, we'll continue to penetrate and leverage that technology as much as we can within PropTech Group. But we also, Relo is actually charged with finding non-PropTech Group customers, and there are some announcements that hopefully will be released in the coming weeks to that end. So really what we can expect for this year for Relo is a strengthening of market share. Let's try to grow market share as much as we can. Let's prove out this hypothesis that we believe to be ultimately true, where real estate agencies, CRMs, can have a significant impact on the transactional streams of the ancillary products and services. So for PropTech Group shareholders, really what we'll start speaking about with Relo is proving that point of how we can leverage off that core hub in order to grow spoke businesses around the ancillary transactions. From a generalist point of view, and certainly given that we're shareholders in the business, we will report through our segmentation reporting. This is a year of foundational growth for Rello. So hopefully by the end of this year, we should start to see significant volume starting to go through, at least some traction trajectory to that end.
And what opportunities do you see ahead for industry consolidation in the property technology sector?
Good question. Look, I guess it's fair to say that our strategy for last year was around consolidation with a number of acquisitions that helped grow that market share. But in Australia alone, some of you may be surprised to learn that there's over 300 PropTechs operating just in Australia. With our small economy, that's a pretty mind-boggling number. So it's fair to say, given that sheer size, that there certainly should be some consolidation throughout this year. For us specifically, I think the CRM space is being fairly well consolidated. There are now 3 or 4 pretty major players. There may be room for some further consolidation, but certainly in property management and the pure play PropTechs, which we class or term rather as efficiency add-on tools. So think of things like rental inspection apps or check-in apps, or all these apps that just have one specific purpose. We're certainly seeing a rise of early stage businesses entering that space, and certainly those are ripe for consolidation. More importantly, for PropTech Group, our strategy for those types of business is to provide ourselves optionality for consolidation. And you'll see Rello being an example of that, where rather than going and buying out businesses in a full M&A, we're actually earning in equity through our distribution, given that we're the largest potential single distributor of technology throughout the nation, Australia, New Zealand, and hopefully as time goes on in the UK. So certainly for us specifically, consolidation will occur in multiple facets, one being full M&A acquisitions on the table right now, but certainly we're looking at M&A as part of our growth trajectory. And more importantly, probably more likely is continuation of this earning equity type model, where we essentially provide optionality for further investment over time.
Well, Joe, we're looking forward to catching up with you through the course of 2022 to see how PropTech Group is progressing. Thank you for joining our Outlook series today.
Thank you, Finola. Take care.